Hi, welcome to Flute. Up now we're going to do a first instrument look. This is a Mark Purtill creation. It's called the Namaste flute. It's rim blown, key of E, and it's a very unusual scale. It is a 6-hole flute. I've covered the 5th hole and I'll show you why in a couple of minutes. Let's see what it sounds like as a 5-hole. This scale is called the Indian Bhairava Raga scale. I'm sure I mispronounced that. It's also called the Byzantine scale. Now I'm going to be taking a deeper dive look at this scale, upcoming on the channel with some regular flutes like whistle, Native American flute, and the Shao. I actually discovered the same scale on the Shao recently, and I posted a short with it. I'll give you a link to that. Well, we'll see how you can do this scale on normal or standard flutes. Now, I really like the tone of this Spanish cedar, and I was kind of surprised at some of the finger reaches. So I'm having trouble with the top hand especially, so that's why I closed it. But I'll go ahead and take this wrap off and show you. So you can see the intervals on this flute, just some of the wide intervals. There's actually a lot of half steps. So you go from E to F, that's a half step, G sharp to A, half step, B to C is a half step, then up to the D sharp, top of the scale. So a lot of these finger stretches between those 2 and 3 half steps are pretty tough to get. And the top hand, you really need to use a piper's grip to get that, which I'm not so great at. And the bottom hand, kind of too. Kind of need a full piper's grip to really play this the way it's intended. And that's kind of tough for me. And you can see I'm really not getting it. So just covering the top hole is one way to make some use out of this flute. Another thing I can do here is you can just use whatever fingers are comfortable and just cover as many as you can. So if I cover the top 4 like this, Okay. So you can see it definitely takes a different technique to really play this flute, which is why I want to look at the scale on some other flutes, because it's a really neat scale, just a way to kind of break out of the usual mold. Now you'll find flutes like this listed by different names, and the scales are slightly different. You might see one just listed as an Arabian scale or Arabic scale. Phrygian dominant is a very closely related scale to this. Spanish gypsy is another name for the Phrygian dominant. So all those are very closely related to this scale. There are some other ones, and all those are kind of major scale variants. You'll see some other ones like the Meganavat is more of a minor scale variant, and some things like that. You can find these in different forms. I've got a whistle that's in a similar scale. So the cool thing about these is that you can just pick it up, so you can can fit it, and just without thinking, just improvising over that scale. You don't have to think about it a whole lot, and you get a very exotic sound. Whereas with the standard flutes, as we'll see later, you do have to think about it a little bit more. So that's kind of the pro of these kind of flutes. The con is that, or one con, is that they can kind of be one-trick ponies in a sense, and that just because of the note arrangement, they typically tend to really not half-hole too well or cross-finger too well. So you're almost stuck with that scale that is the native scale of the flute. So if you're willing to put up with that, it can be a good change of pace. Thanks for watching.